And I didn't realize that it was July. Time means nothing anymore. Welcome everyone to another episode of Latte Words, where we sip some coffee and talk about words. I know it has been a hot minute since I've last posted a video on YouTube. Believe it or not, it's not this guy's fault. I've actually been writing. As some of you may know, I've been having a little bit of a problem getting my writing back on track, I guess. It's not completely Sebastian's fault. Really, when I was pregnant and even a little bit before that, I was struggling with some writer's block. And it's definitely been annoying, to say the least. But the past week or two, I've been doing very well. I've been getting some good word counts in. And thankfully, little Sebastian here has been helping me with all of this by actually taking naps on his own. You pooped again, didn't you? He's actually sleeping in his buggy for up to an hour and a half every morning, which is the perfect timing for me to get some writing done. And it's been amazing. I'm so happy and I feel like myself again. Funnily enough, this all restarted right at the beginning of July, and I didn't realize it was Camp Nano. I'm really out of the loop. So I guess I inadvertently started Camp Nano and it's been going well, so we'll see. I'm hoping he continues giving me really good naps so I can continue writing my new novel. And I've mentioned this novel before in a previous video. For some reason, I said it was about a forest witch. That was incorrect. It's about a woman who lives in the forest and the town nearby thinks she's a witch, but she's actually not. A little bit more backstory. So I tend to focus on speculative fiction and a little bit of sci-fi within that umbrella. But for this book, I'm actually veering toward literary. And yes, of course, there's definitely some dystopian futuristic elements because this story takes place about 60 years in the future. Basically, if you've ever read any of those articles or seen those documentaries about how we're all going to be really, really messed up in 60 years because of climate change, this story is based on that idea. Basically, in the novel, 60 years from now, civilization as we know it is destroyed. I know, that's really bad for you, isn't it? And people are fighting to survive in climate refugee camps. There are people who are able to kind of build towns in the few places left on the world where you can farm and live somewhat normally. The rest of the world is basically ravaged by storms and crazy heat or crazy cold. And yeah, it's depressing. But my story is based on this one kind of perfect little valley in an undisclosed location on the planet. I'm not going to really say where, though I have kind of an idea. It's really meant to just be about the land and not the geography that we've created as human civilization, I guess. And in this story, this woman, when she was a child, finds a place in the middle of the forest called the Charm House. And in this charm house, an older woman lives by herself. And we kind of get into the backstory about this woman. When she was younger, she was like the rest of us. She was pretty much my age at that time, maybe a little bit younger. So we go into that backstory and kind of how slowly the world went into climate disaster. And what's special about this girl who finds this charm house is she can actually communicate with trees. She has this ability to kind of tap into the vibrations of the root systems and the fungi systems that actually in real life do help trees communicate. A lot of the story is based on information I got from this book called The Hidden Life of Trees. It's really fascinating to see how trees are able to communicate amongst each other and almost form their own sense of community. And the story that I'm writing is very heavily based on this idea of community and communication and how that looks between even species, between plants and animals and humans, and how important community is to us as people. And I've been enjoying exploring that, especially now that we've all been so isolated from each other, and this girl is very isolated from the people around her. She just lives with this woman who she calls her grandmother and grows up pretty much alone until this group of refugees comes to the forest and they decide that they want to settle around the area, and she doesn't like it at all. She doesn't like them. She hates that they're chopping down trees. I mean, these trees are actually her friends and almost like family to her, and they're just chopping them down. So I'm really enjoying getting into her head and just seeing how she reacts to things that maybe the rest of us might not notice. But because she communicates with trees and she has this relationship with this tree community, she has a totally different perspective on community and society and basically getting along between humans and trees. She doesn't really get along with humans very much, and that's a big weakness for her. And it's been fun just, I don't know, just getting to know her through the writing and seeing how she kind of reveals herself. And I'm hoping to finish the first draft by November, but we'll see. It all depends on if, oh no, he's got wire. It all depends on if this little guy lets me. Well, are you gonna let me? Yeah, are you gonna let me? I'm kind of nervous though about writing literary fiction because I've never really done it before. I've always focused, no wires, Sebastian, no wire. He is getting into everything lately. He started crawling and oh my God, help us all. But yeah, so I've been so used to writing sort of genre and plot-based fiction that literary fiction is so, I don't know, overwhelming in the sense that there's this side of me that thinks that to be a literary fiction author, you need to have had like an MFA and at least won like a short story prize or something really legit. I don't know, maybe not legit. That's not fair to genre writers because I'm a genre writer too. Please just tell me I'm wrong in the comments because I know that I'm wrong, but I need to hear it over and over that there are plenty of writers out there who publish in literary fiction and didn't need an MFA. Oh, you think that's funny? Do I need an MFA? No wires. No wires. Oh. Oh, you just want to be everywhere, don't you? Oh, I think I gotta go back and take care of this guy now. So thank you everybody for watching. Please let me know in the comments what you think about going from plot-based fiction to character-driven fiction, and if you've had that experience yourself, if you've gone from genre writing to literary writing, if you think there's a big difference between the two, maybe I'm making too big of a deal about it. And let me know how your Camp Nano Rimo stuff is going. I'm so curious to hear how everyone's doing with that, especially since I've been so out of the loop. Anyway, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe below. Thank you so much for watching.